Hi guys, this is our how to create a Google assignment tutorial. The Google assignment is similar to just a standard Schoology assignment where students can submit digital work to you, but you're going to use this method when you want to give the students a Google document or slides or sheets, some Google file that you want to give a copy to every student. This is exactly like in Google Classroom when you would attach a Google file and select the option of make a copy for every student. So that's what this tutorial is going to show us. So to do so, we start by going to our course and into our materials and then into the location where we want to create the assignment. And we're going to start by clicking on Add Assignment just like we regularly would. Nothing's different about the fact that we want to give it a good name and then give your full detailed description, your directions, links to accessory files or videos or whatever the student needs to complete the assignment. The difference is we have this button here that says Google Drive Assignments. Once we use this, it changes a little bit how Schoology creates the assignment and how you interact with it. Now, if you haven't already linked your Google Drive, you might need to go back and check that tutorial so that you have it linked up. In this instance, I've already linked up my drive, so when I click on that button, it links through to my Google Docs. Now, one of the kind of frustrating things about Schoology is that they don't have this app set up to show you your drive the way you've organized your drive. It's just going to give you a big long list of documents from your drive. So one of the things that you're going to want to make sure that you are ready for when you go to make this assignment is you should have the name of the file or open it recently so that you have it somewhere close for you to hand out. But when you decide and you find the document that you want, and I'll just use my logo button one, you're going to click on the document and click attach. And what that's going to do is it's going to create a copy of that file for each student. So just like when we were in Google Classroom, every kid will have a copy of that file as their own unique document that they can work on, edit, and submit. Now, if you're doing an assignment where you're going to have kids write like a two-paragraph reflection, let's say, technically you could have the students create their Google Doc on their own, write their two-paragraph reflection, and submit it. Or you could have students submit it by typing their reflection directly into the text editor on the assignment submission page. If your students are ones that need things to be clear, organized, and simple, then what I would recommend doing is using this Google Drive assignment. It's going to make it easier to grade, give out, and assess, and all you have to do is just make a blank template, a blank Google Doc that you can share out. It's going to be way easier for those kids to turn it in than if they have to figure out how to attach their own Google Docs every time. Again, you know your kids though and what they can handle, so just keep that in mind as you're creating assignments. Now that we've added the Google Doc that we want to share out, there's really no differences than regularly creating an assignment. We have a place where we can assign a due date, we can assign point values, we can tie it to the category of gradebook that we want. We can set our grading period, how heavy it weights into that grading period, whether it syncs automatically. We can assign a scale. If you're using a writing rubric that you use the same rubric on everything, you might have pre-created that and you can apply it to your document, to whatever it is you're grading. You can align it to Common Core standards or state standards or personal standards. And then you have all your regular assignment options to individually assign this, to publish it, not publish it, and to copy it over to other courses. So when you create this, and I'm going to go ahead and just create it here, one of the big differences then is on the student end. Typically when a student opens up, and maybe I'll go into a student view here, when a student opens up and goes into your coursework, right, they're going to see the unit that they're in, and here's a standard Schoology assignment. So when they open the standard Schoology assignment, they'll have whatever directions, and I didn't type any directions for this example. They'll have whatever directions and things that you tell them to do here. And if they want to submit it, they'll have options over here on how to submit their work for grading, whether it's through the rich text editor, adding a link, however they need to do that based on your assignment. But when they go in and they look at a Google created assignment, so this Google example, when they open it up here, you see it's a completely different view and look for them. So they would have the assignment, that page of description would go here, and then a link to that same document would be assigned here. Now, on your end, you'll also see this view when you look at it as far as assessing, giving feedback. You'll be able to split it out and see who's started it. It'll tell you who's even opened it, who's got started when they opened it. You can see who submitted it. But the nice thing about doing it this way with the Google Doc is you'll have access to that student's file. As soon as they click on the link, and obviously I'm not that student, but when they click on it, it'll open up that file for them so that they can start working on it. And what that'll leave you with is access in this in progress folder. It'll say that they've created the My Document, and you'll be able to see every student's document, whether they've submitted or not, which I think is a powerful thing, especially for some of our students that need a little bit more help and structure. Again, that's when you're creating a Google Doc assignment. So you saw the difference here if I go back to my home page. So again, the assignments don't look any different to students when they're here in your home page, but they function differently when they click on it, if it's a Google-based assignment from the Google Drive app, or if it's a regular assignment that you created just using Schoology's options. If you need any help, please reach out. I'll be happy to get you set up so that you can use Google and regular assignments interchangeably throughout the year. Thanks, guys.